Hey friends, Pastor Michael from Organic Church. We're excited for another season of growing together. We'd love to have you join us on Sunday mornings at 10 or Wednesday evenings at 7 for friends, family, and a whole lot of Jesus.
My sister does that with like WebMD.
Oh,
Before the doctor.
you can't.
I know.
You physically cannot do that.
Steph was doing that like before, on your My Chart, whenever it tells you like the findings.
WebMD.
Or the doctor
Right.
can talk with you. And she's like looking up all these names. And I'm like, and Stephanie Caldwell just did the same thing. I'm like, don't do this.
And even if you Google, like, why do I have a pain in my big toe? You have cancer or a heart,
right.
you're going into
Got
congestive
bone
heart
cancer.
failure,
Yeah.
or like there's
You're
some
losing
sort
your
of
toe.
there's some sort of epic illness that you've got. When it turns out, really, you just have an ingrown toenail.
Yeah, I drew lab work on this lady last week. But she hasn't heard from her family doctor or the cardiologist regarding her lab work. So do you know what my lab showed? I said, well, I can look if they're scanned in here. I said, but if they haven't called you, everything's probably okay. I'm by no means a specialist when it comes to labs, but I can look at them and let you know if everything's okay or if you need to worry.
Have I ever told you guys about the time I went to the podiatrist?
Mm-mm.
So I just need to clarify that I think the podiatrist is just a foot doctor for old people. I think it's just the place where old people go to get their toenails clipped because they run out of wind when they bend over to clip their toenails, right? That's what I've always thought about them. But it must have been 2 or 3 years ago. I had this wicked pain in the bottom of my foot, like almost right in the center, like right in the arch of my foot. And it was wicked painful. It felt like I was stepping on something every time I would walk.
Plantar fasciitis?
And I couldn't figure out what it was, but I had this, like, it looked like a bruise in the bottom of my foot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gimped around for a couple of days, and I was finally, I told Alyssa, I'm like, I can't walk. I can't put pressure on it. I don't want to walk on my toes because it hurts. Like, I've got to go see the doctor. So I call the podiatrist, go to the podiatrist, and I get in the little chair, and I'm wearing slip-on shoes because I can't put another shoe on because any kind of pressure just, oh my gosh, it's like makes you want to pass out. And he starts poking at that spot on the bottom of my foot. And it's it looks like there's a pebble under my skin. And he's like, are you sure you didn't like step on a rock and it got embedded in your skin? I'm like, I'm positive that I didn't.
Was it a wart?
No.
No?
So he's like poking at it. He's like, somebody walked by. He's like, hey, come in here and look at this thing. And pretty soon I got like 7 people in a room poking the bottom of my foot. And I'm like ready to pass out. And he's like, well, I really don't know what it is. He's like, does it hurt real bad? I'm like, yeah. Every time you touch it, I feel like I'm going to pass out. So they fashioned me a pad, like a wart pad, but there wasn't any medicine on it. It was just to like cushion it. Mm-hmm. And they put it around that sucker, and I was able to walk on it that same day. That thing was gone within a week. No idea what it was, no idea where it came from. And so now I have a newfound appreciation for podiatrists. It's no longer, but my wife still makes fun of me because only old people go to the podiatrist. So there's that. Although I have decided that I am just going to start getting a regular pedicure.
Yeah.
And the reason, I just want them to cut my toenails. Like, I'm getting this like extra around the middle here. And so when I bend over, I'm like,
for people that haven't seen you, they're thinking you're like
700 pounds. Yeah. No, seriously. Like,
nothing.
I grunt now when I lift my foot up to put my shoe on. It's.
What, did you hit whole 148?
No, listen. Don't get me started. Listen.
I haven't even seen that since high school.
165 my entire, so my freshman year of high school, I was 4'6", all the way through the freshman year of high school, and like 98 pounds. And then between freshman and sophomore year, I went to 6'1", like over the summer, went to 6'1", and 165 pounds, never varied. I would step on the scale at the doctor and I'd go 165. I'd get on the scale, 165 on the nose. Like, they were always blown away. That's all I ever was. I started to notice, I was like, man, I'm starting to jiggle when I walk a little bit. 185.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
but you're tall.
Exactly. So I'm like 185. I don't like this. I want to go back to my 165. Okay. The other morning, I got on the scale just for giggles. 190. I almost had a stroke. I was like, no, I can't do this. I don't, at this point, I don't know what it is. Like, it's got to be just getting old. Like, I refuse to go to the gym, but I don't drink soda like I used to. I usually get one a day. And granted, it is a McDonald's or something like that because I get it through the drive-thru. Because if I buy it at home, I'll drink all 12 in an afternoon. It's nothing for me to drink that many sodas.
Yeah.
So I don't limit the types of foods that I eat. Like I eat like 6 packs of Ho-Hos in an evening. So I know that, and the 5 dozen Buckeyes in 2 weeks. Like I know that doesn't help, but I also don't eat the rest of the day. Like I don't eat breakfast. I seldom eat lunch unless it's a can of Campbell's Chunky Soup. And then dinner, whatever we have. Like last night we had chicken, potatoes, and green beans, and I didn't even eat the chicken.
And then you just pig out at snack time.
Well, see, that's the problem is it's like the 3 a.m. thing. Like seriously, when I tell you that, it's like I look like a raccoon. I look like a raccoon. I will, in the middle of the night.
You don't have breakfast because that's your breakfast.
Yeah.
Hey, you already had breakfast.
The worst part is, like, there are sometimes I get up, and, like, last night it was, no, not last night. Yeah, maybe it was. I can't remember. It was a pan of lasagna.
You ate the whole pan?
Not the whole pan, but I ate 2 really big pieces, and then I just left the pan sit on the counter. Still had lasagna in it. I just left it sit there, and like the fork is still in it, and like I know it was me because I got like red sauce all over my face when I wake up. Who left this thing lay here? And I go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, that must have been me. I don't remember most of it. I drank almost an entire gallon of milk in the middle of the night one night.
You're like stress eating.
It's
like,
bizarre.
while you're sleeping.
So
what happened to your
bizarre.
peanut butter?
I still do peanut butter. Yeah, I still do peanut butter. Although the last time I did it, I got a really big scoop and I tried to eat it all. And I started to gag, and then that was the whole thing. Thought I was gonna die.
I don't buy it anymore because it's not safe.
I love peanut butter.
I will just gallon of milk,
Okay,
peanut butter.
so Jif made, what were they? Oh, the squeezy pouches of peanut butter. Have you seen those?
Yes.
Alyssa used to buy those for me. She's like,
That's
Michael,
dangerous.
I can't afford to buy this for you because you eat 3 a night. Like, I can't.
And they're expensive.
Yeah, it's like triple the price of a jar of peanut butter, and you don't get even half of that because it's all individually packed. They are so good, though.
I would get those where you can get like
Little cups?
packs, the little cups, and I'll only have one.
It's not enough.
No,
it's not enough.
I'll eat all 3 of them.
Now I want peanut butter
Yeah,
with
it's not
celery.
enough. No, why? Why do you want to eat stringy water? Why do you want to eat
There's
stringy
something
water?
about it.
No.
Because peanut butters, we've talked about this. Peanut butter, like, you can't even breathe half the time when you're swallowing.
So the
it.
celery washes it down.
No, it's just a jar, a spoon, and milk.
Yes. And the milk is only really there for the reassurance that if it gets stuck, I've got something to get it down. Like, seriously, I can't tell you how many times I've eaten a spoonful of peanut butter and thought, this is it. This is how I go. This is the end.
Alyssa's going to get up. He's going to be on the kitchen floor.
Yeah, there's spoons sticking out of my mouth. Oh, Lord. Seriously, I don't remember eating the lasagna. I remember... What's funny is I remember tearing the aluminum foil when I was taking the thing off. Like, that was the realization that was me. Because the aluminum foil was laying beside it and it had been torn. I was like, yeah,
Do you remember your dreams ever?
I don't dream very often, but when I do, when I remember them, they're always bizarre.
Same.
Yeah, really bizarre. And I seldom can ever talk about my dreams because people were like,
You need therapy. Like,
Yeah.
already have it.
Yeah, judging you right now.
Been there.
It's very rare that I remember my dreams. I
Same.
just know that I dreamt, but
Yeah.
very strange.
If I don't write it, like, as soon as I wake up, it's gone.
Listen, last night I'm laying in bed, falling asleep, and I have this sermon idea. And I'm like, oh man, this is fire. Cannot wait to preach this. Like, I got to write this message. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Next thing I know, I'm asleep. Can you believe I have no idea what it was? Not the
not time yet.
faintest
It's just not time yet.
idea. I know it was good, but
Must not have been that.
I was also going to say, the other thing is I was kind of in that like euphoric falling asleep
Yeah.
thing. It may not have really been that good. My brain just thought it was great. So there's that. That happens to me a lot though. And I'm like, you should write that down. And I'm like, no, you'll remember.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I had for lunch. Actually, that's not true. 20-piece nugget, large Coke, and a large fry.
Don't get on the scales in the morning.
I know.
192.
Yeah.
Wait about 5
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what you ate. It's the amount of sodium that's in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a water pill. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need a water
You
pill.
need a full one in the morning and a half in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
I'll tell you, I was thinking, I said to Alyssa the other day, so I was like, man, maybe I should just like get Ozempic or a semaglutide or something like, like, she's like, you're not fat. You don't need to lose weight. I'm like, right. I understand that you say that, like, you don't feel like I'm gaining weight, but like, I feel it when I walk and I'm not comfortable. And she looks at me and she goes, really? She's like, I've been big my whole life. How do you think I feel? Like, all right. Touche.
Well, let's get off of weight. But can I just say, God works in miraculous ways. My daughter just sent me a picture.
Oh, geez.
I had a nephew that overdosed at Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
He was on a vent.
Yeah.
And the doctors came in and said to the parents, you know, they're not together, but both parents, he has no brain activity.
Ugh.
You need to pull the plug. Dad said yes. Mom said I can't do it. So he had been on a vent for several months. I mean, since Thanksgiving. He's now trached. He's awake.
Wow.
And he's sitting up in a chair.
Wow.
I just pray to God
the
because,
Lord.
you know, because they're not saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of his brothers are addicts.
Yeah.
His dad was an addict. His mom was an addict. You know, but I've been watching her post. I'm not friends with her, but I've been watching her post.
Facebook stalking.
Yeah, I have been.
It's fine.
Yeah. And, you know,
Happens to the
she's
best
been
of us.
We all do
she's
it.
been crying out
Yeah.
to God.
Yes.
Don't take my son.
Yep.
Don't take my son. So if nothing else happens,
Yeah.
I hope that there's a turnaround
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
entire
awesome.
family.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Amen.
Yeah. That's great stuff. So,
What feelings?
what
I
feelings?
feel like you should have said Eureka.
Eureka. Oh, you know what I need to get? I need to get a sound clip of Steve Urkel going, "Did I do that?" And every time we talk about my eating habits or something strange, we just play Steve Urkel.
Or anytime we get off topic.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot.
Or that's the meanwhile back at the ranch sound
Yeah,
clip
yeah.
that we need to get. Meanwhile back at the ranch. What feelings come up when you identify as a Christian? So this question is really kind of short and sweet. So when you say to somebody or somebody asks you like, "Hey, are you a Christian?" and you say yes, basically the point of the question is, what feelings do you have?
Peace.
Okay.
I guess I have urgency to like want to talk about it then.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't know. That's like the first thing that, you know, comes to mind whenever.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I would say love, joy, and anxiety. Because now, what if they've got questions for me that I might not have the right answer or feel that I don't have the right
Yeah.
Yeah.
answer? So then I might feel some anxiety due to the fact that. But I hope and pray that I live my life that where people think, she's a Christian.
Yeah.
Well, to expound on your anxiety, I always have anxiety when somebody asks me that question. I'm like, what did I do that they remember?
And sometimes, too, I would say sadness because talking to my family members or people who aren't saved
Yeah.
and trying to get the point across that, you know, Jesus is who we need. This is what we need.
Yeah.
And then they rebuke you like,
Yeah.
I want no
Yeah.
part
I
of
don't, you don't
Jesus.
need to pray for
Yeah.
me right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Would a good God do this to my son? Would a good
Exactly.
God do this to, yeah, that's the
Exactly.
challenge for sure. Okay.
You just went a complete different direction with this as I thought you were.
Well, sorry about that,
What
Beth.
did you think initially?
Yeah. What was your original thought? This is just a thought. topic.
Shout it out. Yeah, because I think it could go depending on how they ask you. Like, like Dawn just said, well, you're a Christian, you know?
Yeah.
Why would your God do this? But then if someone genuinely asks, like, hey, are you a Christian? I have questions. Like, obviously you're going to have different emotions when how they interpret it, I guess.
I guess, I don't know. How do I want to say it? I don't know. Go to Nick.
Pass.
I guess I feel a strong sense of confidence, yet humility.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know all the confidence that I have in myself and what I do and who I am comes from him. So that's why I have confidence. And yet at the same point, I have that humility because I've been through plenty of things in my life. I've seen plenty of things in my life. So I have a lot of empathy for people.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody comes to me with a question like that, dare I say, I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for whatever comes next, whether it's a question or it's a statement that they're going to make. I feel pretty confident in who I am as a Christian. And, I just saw something the other day, people should not hang their hat on saying I'm a Christian. You need to ask yourself, do you really have a relationship with Jesus? That's where it lies. It's easy to say, yeah, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I go to church. But if that's all you have,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to help anybody. If somebody comes up to you and asks you that question, whatever comes next, you're probably not going to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's more of, hanging your hat on. Yeah, I'm pretty confident I have a relationship with Jesus. And so, like I said, I have that confidence and that humility to have discussions with people and kind of, see it from all sides.
Yeah.
I can look at somebody who's a non-Christian and with no judgment. If somebody would make that statement, I suppose it depends on how they say it, but I would think for the most part, if it's just because they don't know or they haven't decided, or if they're questioning it, I don't judge them because they're not a Christian. And that's not my job to do that. My job is to have that humility and the confidence to be like, okay, well, here's some things you can think about, to pull you to our side.
Yeah.
That's our job.
I think, it's a known fact that this is the first generation that you say it all the time, that there's that the parents basically aren't forcing the kids. I shouldn't say forcing, but the main
No, that's the right word.
Yeah.
You have to force your kid. You force your kids to brush their teeth.
That's
You force
true.
your kids to wear shoes.
Yeah,
outside.
so like the normal household's not going to church
Anything that's
together.
good for your child, you got to force them to do it.
So
wear
I-
deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's clearly more people unchurched than churched
Yes.
in this world.
This is the first post-church generation, meaning that the kids who are our kids are not going to
They're
church.
not growing up in church.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they don't have, and some of that is our fault for not bringing them to church, but
Right.
some of that is also our fault for giving them the freedom to decide whether or not they want to come.
There was no freedom in my house.
There wasn't in mine either. Pastor had to come out and pull my daughter out of the car a few times. She ain't getting out of the car. He's like, but she will.
Yeah. Oh, but watch me.
She was a little stronger than I was.
Gonna lay hands on this girl. Roger,
What?
question. It's your turn to answer.
No, I was waiting on Beth. She's down there.
she
She's
passed.
got an
Well,
answer.
I'll
Pastor
come back.
Roger, she passed.
She passed. She ain't coming back.
Again?
Yeah, I'll pass.
I feel-
I'm not passing. I think it depends.
I'm not passing. I'm just not answering.
See,
I think it
told you.
depends on how they're asking. Like, are they asking because they're a Christian, or are they asking because they want to know? And I think if it's they want to know, it would give me a little bit of excitement to sharing, but it would also give me some stress because hopefully I have been representing him well.
Yeah, that's the anxiety part, I think.
I feel a sense of community.
Okay. It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. It's like playing Family Feud. Good answer.
Is it up there?
Show us community. Survey says it is not up there. I thought for sure it was going to be up there.
Man.
I forget where I was at. But,
Organic church.
Yeah.
well, no.
1943.
Back in my day. Okay. I'm not answering that. You just made me mad.
Now he's having a fit. Here we are.
I'm going to take my coat and go home.
I'm going to take my ball and leave.
But I was in a line somewhere. I forget where it was at. I wish I could remember. But I'm standing there, and I'm looking around. And this younger kid, he wasn't small, but he wasn't,
Old like you.
yeah, he wasn't old like me.
Understandable.
And he says, you go to church? I said, yeah.
Depends on what I did.
He says, he says, well, where do you go? And I told him, the organic church, Harrisville. He says, I go to Lifeway. And I said, yeah. I says, that's good. That's a good place to go.
Mhm.
And that was the end of the conversation. But I thought,
He was about to tell you about Jesus if you didn't know.
yeah.
You were about to get.
And evidently I looked like I needed
He
it.
got on his phone, looked up organic church just to make sure.
Just make sure it was real. Yeah.
Okay, he checks out.
Yeah, it checks out. That looks legit.
How did you know? All he had to do was snap his fingers, and you're like, Lifeway.
It's a weird connection that Roger and I have always had.
And
It's
that's
true.
south side of Philly.
Yes. It's the old Assemblies of God.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Looks like a warehouse.
My cousin and his. That's where they go
Um,
after they left the other church.
Rapture Church.
oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's where they go now.
I didn't realize that they were part of that church.
Mhm.
Did they leave because of that?
Mhm.
Really?
Yes, they called him in and said because they were teaching a class.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Sunday school or
Uh-huh.
I don't know what they were teaching,
Uh-huh.
but then he preached that.
Mm-hmm. That was a big deal. Like it was a parting of the Red Sea for
And
sure.
so she said to my cousin, "Hey, we've got to talk to them
Yeah.
because if that's what he believes, we can't stay here."
Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay. Mhm.
That's crazy. I did hear that was a big dividing statement.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So anyhow.
Yeah.
I always want to behave in a way that it's not a mystery.
Mhm.
So
I like
I hope I always behave in a manner where people don't have to ask.
I
the
don't.
I was
question.
going to say, maybe I wonder if
And I'm not proud of that. I'm
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
I just it was like the other day. I've had this kid who works for us, and we're 3 weeks into the month, and he's already used all his PTO days, 2 of his points calling off.
Oof.
maxes it out,
Yeah,
baby.
he's already starting to max it out, and he's kind of let me in on his home life a little bit. And, with these young kids, you can't ever really tell if they're giving you the
Yeah.
truth,
Right.
or
Yeah.
if he's really staying up all night playing video
Mhm.
games.
Right.
But he was telling me a little bit about it, and I thought, and of course, the person over me, the manager of the shop, like he's starting to get upset about it, and I think most people's expectation
Mhm.
is that me being his personal manager, that when he shows up for work the next day, I just give it to him.
Give it to him. Yeah.
I
You're
just
going
lay
to read
it
him the
to
riot act.
because he's missed another day of work, and we're not going to have this, and I should just
Mhm.
yell, and be tough, and
Yeah.
and I think, okay, yeah, that's one way to go, and that's probably the way most people go.
Right.
They're not looking for any explanation. They're not looking to,
Mm-mm.
help this kid out. They just want to, get your point across and make sure he doesn't miss another day of work, and you look like you're in high authority.
Mhm.
Right.
You keep your authority. And I thought, yeah, I could do that, but what good is that going to? Number one, what really is good is that going to do me? I'm going to get upset, really,
Yeah.
for no reason.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's not going to make me feel good. And him being as young as he is, I'm thinking that's not going to work either. It's probably it's not going to make him feel good.
Mm-mm.
And most likely he's probably going to say, well,
Yeah. And I'm not coming back.
I'm not
Yeah.
coming
Mhm.
back,
Yeah.
or, he's not going to respect me anymore.
Mhm.
So I had to find that balance of
Mhm.
explaining, why it is so important that he comes
Yeah.
to work every day, because, yes, he has a small child, and, and I just told him, I said, you have to understand that your youth has passed you by. I
Yeah.
understand you're 21 years old,
Mhm.
but you have a child now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you have
Have
forfeited your youth.
responsibility. Yeah.
And so all your priorities now have to be about
Yeah.
your daughter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I just sat him down and just tried to explain to him, why it is so important to have a good work ethic,
Mm-hmm.
to not lose people's trust.
Yeah.
You never want to get in a situation where you're unreliable.
Right.
And I told him, I said, if you need advice about something, if you ever want to talk about anything, I said, I'm here. I'll
Yeah.
listen to you. I'll help you as much as I can.
Yeah.
I said, but you have to, whatever it is that's going on in your home life,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to get it under control.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, not for me. I said,
For you.
yeah, it puts a little stress on me.
Yeah.
When I have to redo my schedule in the morning and find somebody else
Right.
to drive. I said, but in the end, I'll be okay.
Yeah. In the end, I'll hire
I'll be
somebody
fine.
else and
Yeah.
everything's going to go.
But if you lose your job, you
Mhm.
won't be okay.
Mhm.
This is just going to be one more thing now that you're going to be stressed about and have to worry about.
Yep.
So this is on you. You have to take the steps to be responsible
Mm-hmm.
and grow up a little bit and think about the important things. So it was just that balance of mental toughness plus being I remind myself, like, I have to handle this in a Christian manner.
Mhm.
I want this kid to be successful.
Yeah.
I want him to grow and understand what he's supposed to do
Mhm.
as a father.
Yeah.
You know, and being the main breadwinner of the family. Like, this is something that you're going to have to do your entire life.
Yep.
You know, so if you leave here, you know, you're going to go to another job.
It's going to be the same thing, though.
If you do this all over again and they look at you as being unreliable, you're going to create this pattern. It's going to follow you your entire life. So it's just, you know, like I said, I would have gained nothing and he would have gained nothing from me just yelling at him because he'd missed 3 days of work.
But he had worked enough to get some PTO time.
Sure. Yeah.
That's good.
And that's why I told him, I'm like, I know you can do this job. I've seen you do this job. You do a good job. I said, there's always room to improve. I said, I know you're young. You haven't been in this business very long.
Yeah.
I said, but there's just a lot of things that you have to start thinking about, you know, and other things you're just going to have to put on the back burner for a while. That's just the way it is.
Right. I've been working since I've been 16, so 41 years. I got a group text message the other day from my little fella's mom. She sent it to me and his dad. And she's like, I just got called into the office at my job. I've been reprimanded for my attendance. What can you guys do to help me not lose my job? I sat on that for a little bit. I'm like,
sorry, I didn't get your text message.
New number, who das?
I'm like, well, I feel that I'm pretty flexible for you and your hours.
Yeah.
I come at 5:45 in the morning, take the child to school.
Well,
I pick him up at 2:30 in the afternoon, take him home, put him to bed. I'm there till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I can't be any more flexible.
yeah. And I mean, you know, there are obviously other problems if she's still calling off when you're available. Like that can't really.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
If she wants to nap, she calls off.
Yeah.
She
You know,
wants-
I love a good nap.
Exactly.
Love a good nap.
Yeah.
I schedule a nap. I don't like it's on the calendar because I love a good nap, but I don't get to not go to work because of it.
Right.
And when she came in that evening, she was still discussing her. And I said, I've been working for 41 years and I've called off
Yeah.
3 days in 41 years.
Yeah.
And one was just because I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. You just like to test the
That was
boundaries.
her first one. First call off her.
You know, and I told the kid,
Bye.
the last thing I said is, we will not have this conversation again.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it.
And you're not
So-
enabling him, you know, you're
No.
Right.
not letting him.
So I think if anybody would have been sitting in on that conversation, I don't think they would have been able to say, well, he's not a very nice person.
Right.
He's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they would have been able to look at like, well, I think that was a pretty Christian.
was
way of
fair.
handling
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
situation. It was tough, but fair.
Firm, fair, and friendly.
Really
Yep.
takes
You know,
that
Firm,
to heart.
fair,
because-
and
Yeah.
friendly.
And I didn't owe that to him,
Yeah.
but I think I just owed it to who I am and who I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to go about things. Because, like I said, in the end, if he doesn't listen, if it had no
on him.
effect on him whatsoever, well, that's on him.
Yeah.
Right.
And he may think on that conversation down the road.
Yep.
When maybe, you know, something else happens.
Yeah.
And think, geez, I wish I would have listened to that advice. You know, but for me, it's like I lose nothing from that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't care if somebody thinks like, oh, well, he didn't even yell at him. He didn't handle that, you know, with any authority. It's like, well, that doesn't bother me.
Where does
No,
it get
I
And
don't
that's why I
think-
said like
don't
that
think-
confidence and that humility. It's like, it doesn't bother me at all what somebody else thinks, how I
Right.
handled
No.
that situation. Because I know I handled it the right way.
Oh, yeah. And when you were telling the story, like, I truly think maybe that is like a turning point for him, not necessarily spiritually. Like, I don't know what his spiritual life is like, you know, but maybe it's a turning point for him to get his life together and then work on his faith down the road, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I just kept picturing.
can
like,
only
you're
hope.
that person
You know, you
that,
can only
hey,
hope, but that's,
absolutely.
Get your
but that's
life
all you
together,
can do
you know?
as a Christian is do your
Yeah.
job.
Yep.
You know, just handle those situations as well as you can. And it's up to that person to respond to, you know, to pick it up and carry it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but some do, some don't.
Yeah.
Beth?
Back to me again.
You can only pass twice.
I don't know.
It's like playing euchre. Gets to the end, dealer's got to call it.
I don't know. I had a situation here at work not too long ago that.
Is this the one you flipped the lady off when she walked by your office?
No, I
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It never happened. I'm just kidding.
She thought about it.
She did it under her desk.
Yeah.
She's so grumpy in the morning. I thought maybe if I just did, she might get over it and be happy the rest of the day. But I never did.
It's funny.
But Lord forgive me because I did think about it. Just there were some situations there, and it was getting rough. And I just thought, you know what? I've never really worked any place that somebody just did not like me, and so I kind of muffled them every day, and with my pride hurt. And I thought, you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if she likes me or doesn't like me.
Right.
Yep.
You know. And listen, so every morning I make her talk to me. Good morning. How are you today? Yeah. But hey, I got an email from her today, and she said, thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out, was it sarcasm or did she mean it?
Well, maybe that's what she needs in the morning.
Yeah.
Is a smiling face and a nice word.
Sometimes I'll just send the per my last email.
That's what I was about to say. Per our last conversation.
Yeah, per our last conversation.
Comma.
I got to reference a text message from a certain date the other day.
Yes. Yes, per our conversation on August 22nd at 7:38 in the AM.
Basically telling you to shut up.
Yeah. Eat dirt.
Yeah.
You know, and I had almost an opposite experience last week. Friday night after work, I was so tired. Like, it was a busy day unloading trucks all day. And I get home, and my wife wants me to go out and put Christmas stuff away. And I just was not. I already had a plan to do it Saturday. I just was not about it. And I fought her tooth and nail, and I just annoyed her to death because, I was pouting. Like, I was tired. I just couldn't help it. Like, I was just so tired. It's like I didn't want to do it. But we got through it. We did a little bit of stuff. And then she's like, do you want to get something to eat? And I said, well, I don't want to go in any place. I said, we can just go get something. She's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. So we thought we were going to go to Wendy's. And then she's like, well, why don't we go to Hardee's? And I'm like, you want to go in Hardee's? She's like, well, yeah, I want to go and sit down and eat. And I'm like, okay. So we go. And we get in there. And there's just two kids, a guy and a girl. They're running the whole thing, just them two. And just looking at him already, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah. This is going to be an evening.
Beth's Dairy Queen experience.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah.
So we order our food, and I'm a plain Jane. If I get a cheeseburger, I want cheese only, nothing else on it. Don't want nothing else touching it. Just cheese only. So they finally bring the food. I open up my cheeseburger. It's got everything on it. And it wasn't even wrapped nice, nothing. I'm like, okay. So I walk up there. I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, I ordered it plain. I said, can I get a plain one? They're like, oh, yeah. So it's not 2 minutes. And he comes out with the next one. Same thing, not even wrapped well. And I'm already like, just, I'm fuming on the inside. And I undo it and look at it, and I open it, and it's like the cheese was like maybe
off the side.
Maybe it was like maybe it had been there at one time, but it was pretty much gone.
It was the same burger. They just scraped it apart.
I don't know. But this thing,
he said, "Oh, did he say no cheese?"
But this thing was so messy, so greasy, just disgusting. And I just looked at that, and I just shoved it forward, and I just went. And every fiber of my being just wanted to go up there and just explain to him just how terrible of a job that they're doing. This girl and this guy who could care less.
Yeah.
The girl's up there telling the guy about her bathing suit and this and that, and
he's asking for pictures.
Yeah,
And it's
getting more annoying.
Very uncomfortable
Like,
situation.
I'm tired anyway, so all those faculties are gone. I'm like, I'm almost to that point where I just want to tell somebody what I really think.
Poor Margie.
So and her, she had like the ham and Swiss sandwich, and she said it wasn't very good either. But I just pushed it forward, and I just sat there and just.
And now I'm mad.
Pouting. Here I am pouting again instead of going up there and saying something. I thought, what good is it going to do?
Yep.
Because in my mind, actually, I thought I should just take this cheeseburger and just throw it from here all the way up.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm thinking in my mind.
But now it's my turn because that's the story that I need to tell. So I have a certain feud with a certain trash company. Let's put it this way. It is a large trash company in our local area.
That we're forced to use in Yorksville?
Well, you are. I am not.
That's what I'm saying.
It does. It ends with an imble. So It started at work.
I sent them a nasty email one Thanksgiving
Well,
year because they wouldn't pick up our trash.
so
I mean, it was respectful, but it was.
no, okay, all right. Well, good for you because mine wasn't.
Good
for you.
Say I've had my runs in with them too.
Well, here's the problem. So we have 6 accounts, something like that, with Kimball right now. And for anybody who's listening,
Under
just
your
under
company?
work. Yeah.
Okay.
So just so we're clear, I don't have a problem with Kimball, the company, the organization.
Yeah.
It's the people who represent the organization
Sure.
that I have a problem
Sure.
with. So one particular representative who just is unresponsive to emails. You have her cell phone number, you send her a text message. She doesn't respond, or she responds with, "Who is this?" Even though there's a thread of text messages. Maybe she deletes them. I don't know. But if you give her your account number, you would think she could quickly look that up and know who she's talking to.
Right.
But she's just difficult. It's what she does. I mean, we've had trash barrels delivered to neighbors' house. They've taken trash cans that they weren't supposed to take, like physically removed them from the property. A nightmare, absolute nightmare. So we've tolerated it for a while, but the real kicker for us was at one of our hotels, we have 2 trash dumpsters, and the pickup dates are Monday and Friday.
Mhm.
Now, you might wonder, why would you have it emptied on Friday and then turn around and have it emptied on Monday?
Right.
That's because weekend trash is so high, the volume of trash is so high that you need to empty it on Monday in order to get through the week.
Gotcha.
Well, unbeknownst to us, they move our date to Tuesday and Friday.
Oh.
Okay. Well, here's the problem. They're never on time.
Mm.
So now they show up on Monday to pick up my Friday dump because it's the day behind because they don't run on Saturday. So the day behind is now a Monday dump, and my dumpsters are absolutely overflowing. And then they come back on Tuesday and dump again and try to charge me for it.
Oh.
And so when I push back and I'm like, no, we're not going to do this, they're like, whoa, that's considered a courtesy pickup. And I'm like, okay, but I don't need the pickup on Tuesday then. Do one pickup every week, and that's it if this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So long and short of it, you're locked into 3-year contracts that automatically renew at the end of the 3 years if you don't send them a certified letter canceling the auto renewal. Okay? So we have that same company here. And I have had countless problems here. Trash doesn't get picked up. The dumpster slowly inches its way into the middle of the parking lot. You have to call and tell them, hey, can you put the dumpster back where it belongs? So on and so forth. But the other day, it snowed, right? We had the lot plowed. I walk out there to throw something away. Dumpster's full. But it was pickup day, so they should have already picked it up. I send an email that says, hey, oh, by the way, they had to give me a new rep because the other rep on a conference call with her boss got smart with me. And I said to the boss, I said, now that's what I deal with every time I talk to her. I won't work with her any longer. Like, you say that I have to keep my contract, but I will not deal with her. It's long and short. So I got here. I sent an email, just said, hey, can you look into this? My dumpster wasn't dumped today. And they replied with, it was marked as blocked. So I sent them a picture of the dumpster. And there was a small mound of snow in front of the dumpster, but I'm talking minuscule mound of snow. But the entire parking lot in front of it is clear. You can see the gravel. So it's not like there's snow or anything like that. And I sent the picture, and she said that the snow would need to be removed before they could pick it up. And I said, well, I can't quite go out there and shovel it, but the truck can very easily pull all the way up to it, lift it, dump it, sit it back down. This isn't a problem. And she sends me a snippet of the contract that says it has to be free and clear of all debris and yada, yada, yada. My response to her was, come pick up your dumpster. I'm canceling my contract. Never hear back from her. So I email her and her boss, and I said, here's the deal. I sent a certified letter today canceling my service. You need to come pick up the dumpster immediately. He calls me. I won't use his name, obviously, but let's just say he was well known in our community for a little while. He was a county commissioner.
That narrows it down.
Yep. And he proceeds to tell me when he calls, I just want to listen. I just want to understand. Obviously, you don't like us. I just want to listen and understand. The minute I open my mouth, he starts arguing with me. And now I'm hot. And I said, every time you call me, we do this. Every time you call me, I get angry. I said, and it's not worth it to me. I said, I sent the certified letter. Enough's enough. Come get the dumpster. I said, our conversation is over. And as I'm going to hang up the phone, he says, our conversation is not over. You're under contract. I said, so sue me. Click. And that's where I left it. They've got their certified letter. They need to come get their dumpster. I told him 7 days, and then it's my property, baby. And I promise you that dumpster will come up missing. I promise you. But here's my point. I try so hard to represent Christ in a good way. But the struggle is when the world treats you differently because they expect you to always give to them and to be nice. It is a real challenge. Like, it's a genuine challenge. I'm not proud of that moment, but I'm not apologizing for it, because a company who wants to take advantage of somebody, like, that's not how this works. Like, I want to reciprocate good business.
Yeah.
You are not.
You were trying.
You are not fulfilling your end of the agreement.
Right.
And on about their trucks are rear wheel drive and you can't pick up a dumpster. I'm like, if I wouldn't have plowed the lot at all, you couldn't have gotten in here if that's the case. Right? He's like, well, yeah, but you have to remember we have to lift the dumpster. I'm like, you're just making excuses. Your driver said that it was blocked so that he didn't have to dump it.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even drive in the lot.
Probably not.
Would be my guess. And so I was just hot, just really irritated. And I realized that, like, I don't want to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't want to be that way. So when somebody asks, or when I answer the question, what's it like to be a Christian? Here's my immediate thought is, my emotion, the emotion that I experience is disappointment in myself, because I know that I fall short of the glory.
Yeah.
Every single day I know that. But I know that my heart posture is right in the right ways. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be walked on in no area of my life. Like, listen, my kids think that they can walk all over me sometimes, and I'm like, I will drop you. Like, I have no problem catching a charge right now. And there are people in the church that try that. You know, we have rules, and the rules are simple, right? Like, the basics. Like, we have kids class that are structured a certain way for a certain reason. You don't get to decide where your kid goes. This is like the age group that they fit in. This is where they should go. Last week, we had somebody decide that they didn't need to follow those rules. Well, I told you guys this year, I'm going to have very uncomfortable conversations with people.
Yep.
Like, we're not going to do that. Let's be respectful of one another. And then it's easy to just be able to have that relationship and represent Christ, right?
Right.
It shouldn't be irresponsible of us to have emotions. We should be able to get angry. We should be able to get frustrated. We should be able to cry and be all of those things. Those are perfectly
Jesus
normal.
went into the temple, and
Right, flipping tables. Like, they must have been playing Monopoly. I don't know.
Yep.
But his anger was a righteous anger. My anger is emotional anger, and so it's not the same.
Right.
But I am flesh, and I will have those emotions. But I cannot think less of myself because of those things. Because as a Christian, I'm supposed to be able to be confident and stand
You
upright.
are. Yeah.
And that I'm not going to apologize for that. So that dumpster may become our property. I'm not sure, but.
Well, and to your point, I'm sure you're now like that, and you don't get walked all over because you've learned your lesson and you're tired of getting walked all over.
In ministry, yes, for sure. And for sure in ministry. In life, I've never allowed people to do that to me. And I learned that whenever I was little. Like, when I say little, I mean freshman in high school, because I was little compared to everybody around me.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't take anybody's crap. Like, you had to be able to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And that was like, that's why I'm quick-witted. That drives my wife nuts. Like, I've always got a joke ready. It's always on standby, because when somebody says something that I don't like, I'm going to fire back. And again, I try to be respectful in most cases. But I'm, again, not just them, but any company that I deal with. And you ask anybody that deals with me here at the church. There's this one company we deal with called Wisdom Over Wealth. Christian company, wonderful, wonderful people. Okay. I have nothing bad to say about them, but they don't answer their emails. Why do you give me your email address if you're not going to answer it? Right? So 2 weeks in, you don't answer my email, I'm going to call you. I'm going to leave you a voicemail. You don't answer that voicemail, I'm going to call you again. You know what they always do after the second voicemail? Call my wife.
Well, they want to talk to you.
They know, like, and they know I don't actually want to talk to them. I'm trying to elicit a response so that we can move on to the next step. I can't always wait on other people. And in this ministry specifically, it's not like we have unlimited funds to work with. It's not like we have, it's not easy. There's always something that we have to be thinking about or working on. And so I count on everybody pulling their weight so that we can move to that next phase. And so when somebody that we pay to help us doesn't help us, I'm I'm gonna get my help.
Yeah, I mean, same. I was also dealing with the same company, and when I posted my post about our stinking trash situation, I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. I mean, that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, how am I going to portray this in a way that I want to get my point across, but I'm tired of getting walked all over when you're forcing me to use this company, but then
And they don't pick up on time.
and you don't pick up on time. You never know, but then you're going to force me and then charge me after my first warning. Like, I'm not getting walked over, you know. But that was my first thing. I'm like, how am I going to come across? So I was very like,
you were tactful.
I'm posting this.
You were tactful.
Yeah, but I
am
thought
not.
deep.
I am not. And I've lost that tact to some point because it doesn't, there are times that it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Mm-hmm.
Like, there are times that, you know, I try to be, I told you guys that one time that I aggressively left a group text message full of local pastors. I'm sorry. I'm not apologetic for that.
Mm-hmm.
I still talk to some of them regularly, but there are some of them. And I had coffee with one the other day, and we were talking, and I said, man, I'm sorry, but there are just some pastors in our area I don't trust.
Yeah.
Flat out. Don't trust them. Don't trust what they teach. Don't trust what they say. Don't trust how they act, because they're preaching something completely different than what they're living. See, what you get with me is very real. And that's why I don't try to sugarcoat it. I don't try to hide it.
Right.
If I ever step into the pulpit and I genuinely tell you that I'm perfect and I have got, you need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Please leave, because I'm telling you that is an absolute lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't, like, my neighbors, I'm waiting for Job and Family Services to show up at my house. I am. They're going to show up at my house, and they're going to be looking for my 2 children named Milo and Lucy. Because you can hear me yelling at my dogs down the end of the block.
Oh no, you won't beat my neighbor.
Oh.
Listen,
Our area, nothing can compare to our
Nothing.
block.
I come in the house, and Milo, for whatever reason, decides he's going to bark. Like, dude, you know it's me. He knows the sound of my car coming down the street. He knows I opened the garage. He heard my car door shut. As soon as I open the door, he doesn't bark until I open the door, and then he starts barking. Shut up. I'm kicking at him. I'm like, get away from me. Like, it drives me nuts. And then
Imagine having that with a sleeping baby.
Yeah, I can
Laura.
bet. I can
I want to muzzle her.
So-
Like, you know it's me.
It just drives. So I'm always yelling. And Alyssa came home one day after me, and she's like, I can hear you at the end of the block. She's like, pretty soon somebody's going to think you're abusing your children. But that's real life. And people who pretend like, and not everybody yells, not everybody, talks mean to a trash company. Not everybody does all of those things. But people do things that aren't nice every day. You think things or act a certain way, or you treat people differently. Listen, some of us.
Why I didn't say anything about the burger, because I thought there's going to be, and I could hear they kept getting things wrong because I could hear it.
Yeah.
Like, this was supposed to.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's plenty of unchristian people that's going to come through that window. Somebody's going to get them.
Yeah. Somebody's going to throw that soda back through the window.
Yeah, so it doesn't need to be me.
Yeah.
So I'll be good.
Yeah.
I just feel immense guilt when I know that I have not
Dude. So,
represented him.
yeah.
properly.
Trust me. So now, and I'm not backpedaling, but because I'm canceling this contract, and I don't care what they think, say, or do. Like, you can seriously turn me into collections. I don't care at this point. Like, I'm not playing the game. But this morning, I had to send them an email from work. Now, they have connected the dots at this point because they've heard my voice enough. Like, they know. And they didn't pick up my trash. And I was like, hey, trash didn't get picked up. And I'm like, and I'm not paying for the second pickup because, this is not fair. And she responded with, well, we did pick up on the day it was scheduled to be picked up. We didn't pick up yesterday because it's not a scheduled pickup day, because I was on the wrong day. Like, my mind was
because of Martin Luther King Day.
correct. Yeah. So I respond with, my apologies. I was thinking it was X. That was all they got from me. Like, I'm not going to, but I'm going to be respectful, but I'm not going to, we still are not on good terms. Like, we're still going to.
I'm kind of shocked that they were closed on Martin Luther King Day.
Ours was actually because our pickup day isn't on Monday anymore. They moved it to Tuesday. It used to be Monday. They moved it to Tuesday with no notice. And so then we're just like, it always feels like we're behind today, but we're not really.
Gotcha.
All I had to do was go get a Dave single when I was happy.
And you were good. You were good.
That's where that story ended.
Yeah.
My wife said, I'll take you back down to Wendy's.
That's
single. Like,
that was nice of her. That was
Perfect.
nice of her. That was nice of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what? I seldom ever go to Wendy's and they get my order wrong.
I used to love Hardee's. I used to love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they used to put it in a box with a little envelope, but they tucked it down in nice and neat.
Yeah.
It was so good. Now it's just like in this foil thing. It's not even wrapped. And I'm like, what is going on?
Easton wants to go to Sonic desperately.
Mm.
And so I had an Elvis show. No. We were going to Canton for some reason. I don't remember what we were doing. But Alyssa and I had plans, and so we told Easton, don't go to Papa's today. You can go with us. We're going to stop at Sonic. We pull into the Sonic, pull into the little bay.
Are they closed on Sunday?
To order. No, they're open.
Oh, okay.
But because they're short-staffed, their bays are closed.
Oh.
So you have to go through the drive-through, which was not the experience that he wanted.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
he wanted the drive-through.
Mhm.
Okay, so now there's no signs anywhere that say that the little bays are closed. There's people sitting in their cars in the bay. So I reach out and I push the little button, and they come back with, sorry, you have to use the drive-through. We're understaffed and don't have enough people to serve car side. Beep. And that's it. Like, you can't talk to them again. Like, it's not like where you can have a conversation and negotiate this. They're like, we're not serving you at the car. So we left. And I thought to myself, all of these other people are sitting in their car.
Mhm.
Do they know? Like, has anybody told them? Because there was no reason to be in your car unless they were serving those people and they'd realized they'd maxed out. And I mean, I don't know, but
Maybe.
yeah. So Easton has never gotten to go to Sonic because of that. Because I'm afraid to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you afraid to go to the drive-through?
No, it's we don't typically eat in the car.
Oh,
So like we wanted to be able to sit and enjoy it versus drive, because we really wanted tater tots. He really wants Sonic tater tots. I don't know. I don't know where he even heard it. Like, I don't know where he got it from.
probably on TV.
I think there's
He doesn't
some
watch TV.
commercials.
Mm.
No.
I mean, occasionally, but he usually watches like
What about when you're watching football though?
maybe.
That's where
I feel like that's when I
Maybe.
see it because I don't.
Yeah, but it
I
was.
don't watch a lot.
This was a long time ago. This was before football would have been on for the season.
I don't know.
I can't imagine that was it. But regardless, he's heard about it and he knows about
catches
it.
on
and
quickly.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Hmm.
Yes, he does.
I've never eaten at a Sonic.
I used to frequent Sonic when we lived in Newark. That was one of my favorite places to go. Do you also know one of my favorite things to get? I love to go to Dairy Queen
Mm-hmm.
and get a foot-long Coney dog, but not here.
I was going to say not in Yorksville.
Go to Licking County and get one.
I go to
I know. It sounds weird, but I'm telling you, it is a different breed down there. You get a foot-long Coney dog, and there's a long story behind that, and I'm not going to share that whole story. Let's just say we were locked out of a vehicle. We weren't supposed to be there. We were supposed to be at work. We weren't at work. We closed the store down to go there, locked ourselves out of the box truck. It was a situation. It was a situation. It was bad. It was real bad. It was real bad. Yeah. I was young and dumb. But we had down there, they put coleslaw on your foot-long Coney dog. Oh my gosh. So
you
good.
never had a slaw dog before?
Not like that. Oh man, it was so good. So good.
Have you ever had a Chicago dog?
No, I haven't.
They're pretty good.
I don't actually particularly care for hot dogs.
Is that the Kraut dog?
No. Oh, it's got, I don't know what it's got on it, but it's
Tomatoes and peppers.
Ew.
good. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
You know my favorite thing to put on a hot dog? Way off topic here, but you know my favorite thing?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Oh my.
Peanut butter on a hot dog and peanut butter on a grilled hamburger. Not like pan fried, but like out on the grill. Peanut butter on a
How about peanut butter on sloppy Joe?
Never tried that, but now I will. That at least hold everything on the bun real well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Jadaton has that hillbilly hot dog that comes occasionally on,
Yeah.
like when they have that down there on the square. And he has that Chicago. He has and he has one that has peanut butter and marshmallow
Ugh.
on a hot dog.
I'll tell you, another thing that if you've never tried it, you should, is a peanut butter banana sandwich. I know it's like an Elvis joke.
I was going to
but-
say, have you had that?
Dude, they're
It's fried
delicious.
too, right?
Now, I like mine both ways. I prefer mine not fried because I don't like the banana to get mushy. And it has to be fried just right, because if it gets too mushy, it's just watery. But if it's not fried enough, it's like it'll be mushy on the ends but hard in the middle. So it has to be just right. But I prefer mine not. But either way, I'll eat them. Somewhere deep fries them. That would be a bit much for me. But yeah, somewhere deep fries them. I can't remember where it is.
That's some calories, there, right?
If you go to the Rusty Bucket in Easton, at Easton Town Center, they have an Elvis cheeseburger, and dude, it's as big as your head. I only ordered it because of the name. That thing came out to the table. I was like, ain't eating that. Just taking it apart. It was good. Yummy. Final thoughts. Do you remember has anybody watched the Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix yet? Watch it.
What was it called?
I don't remember.
I'll
It's
just
just
find
like
it.
something about Jerry Springer. I don't remember what it's actually called. It's good. It's really good. I thought that it was made up. I thought that it was scripted. It is very much so not. It's real. Like those people really did those things, but they get them amped up to like fight on stage and whatnot. Like, no, don't take that. You go out there and you tell her blah, blah, blah.
Kinda
And they
like,
start pulling
Or
hair.
they bring
WWE.
so-and-so in, unexpected guest.
Correct.
That,
Yes.
that fuels them right up.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I was watching, there's specifically one episode about a guy who marries a horse, a pony, a Shetland pony. And
I thought you were going to say something else.
they pulled the episode. You
Really?
can't- yes. It doesn't exist
You
that you
can't
can
find
watch
it
it,
anymore?
but you get little bits of the clips in that. Traumatizing. But anyhow, do you remember at the end of how many of you guys watched Jerry Springer?
Oh, I have.
Long time ago.
Years
Okay.
and years and years.
Because at the time it was like that was the number one talk show on TV. Like it actually beat Oprah, which is crazy to think. Oprah, as my mother-in-law would call her. Oprah.
Oprah.
And she, but he always did a final thought at the end, which was some like,
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
be
Some
kind to
little
yourself,
monologue
be
at the
kind to
end.
one
Yeah,
another.
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah
was
after
always-
all that.
After all that fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so like, I always, when I say it at the end, is there any parting wisdom? I always think like,
Yeah.
it's like after all of the random stuff that we said, how do you seam this up? How do you bring it back?
You know.
After we've created total chaos
Yes.
here,
Yeah.
make sure you're being kind.
Yeah. There's a girl's got her hair pulled out. Somebody's got a black eye, but
Yeah.
be kind to yourself. Be kind to one another. Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets, folks. Oh, goodness. Well, Dawn, I think it is your turn.
It is my turn. Dear precious Heavenly Father, we come to you, dear Lord, tonight to thank you again for this platform, Lord. Lord God, just let us remember that you are our cornerstone, Lord, that you are our firm foundation. And no matter what we're going through, Lord Jesus, if we just bring it to you, Lord, whether those things are addictions, diseases, disasters, whatever they might be, Lord Jesus, if we would just bring them to you, whether it's our furnaces here at the church, Lord, bring them to you.
Yes.
You will meet us where we are, Lord Jesus. Lord, I just pray that you give us traveling graces home and bring us back to our next appointed time. All these things we ask and pray in your Son's most precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen. Hey friends, Pastor Michael again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you should consider joining us on Sunday mornings. Our address is 1943 North Water Street Extension in Yorksville. We'd love to have you join us for an in-person service.